Hey guys, it's Dan, your host of your Dan's Reviews, and today I'm back for another video for The Walking Dead World Beyond. This is going to be doing my weekly review for this week's episode of The Walking Dead World Beyond Season 1. This for Season 1, Episode 8, The Sky is a Graveyard.
I wish I could tell you what you need to hear.
All he wanted was a fresh start. Maybe now he'll finally get one.
They're going to leave you.
Okay guys, so just going to be doing my weekly review for this week's episode of The Walking Dead World Beyond. This one's going to be for Season 1, Episode 8, The Sky is a Graveyard. So guys, I can't even how absolutely crazy this episode was, with the twist at the end, with the the Silas stuff, the Hope and Elton stuff. I mean, this episode was packed with so much. It's not even funny. So I'm gonna try to make sure this review isn't too long, but we have a lot to discuss in this review. We have a lot to cover, and guys, next week is already the double season finale for The Walking Dead World Beyond. So you know guys, how I was saying this season was going kind of slow. After episode 7, and specifically after this episode, I'm like, oh wait, it's the season finale already. I'm like, holy crap. So anyway, there is that fact as well. But this episode for me, I'm just gonna say for you guys, it threw me off. I mean, it did completely. At the end, I was like, are you kidding me? And I feel like that is the first thing we should address, and then we'll go into the episode in order. So let's get it out of the way. Huck is a spy, and she is part of the CRM, and she is, I'm going to assume, Elizabeth's daughter, is I believe what they're going for. If I'm not right about that, I do apologize, but that is the vibe I got after the episode. Could be sisters as well too, though, so I don't know. It's one of the two. But either way, Huck is a spy, and apparently during the time, because this episode ends with a kind of out of chronological order scene, where we get to see when she was off on the mission, she went to Elizabeth and she told her, everything, and basically we got the reveal there that when she was off on her little, 2-day run or whatever she was on, back in episode 5 and 6, this is where she was. And I'm just like, oh my goodness. So this whole time, they made us care about Huck, and they switched it on us like this. In literally the span of 2 episodes, they made us be like, okay, Huck's kind of weird, to Huck is awesome, to I can't stand her now. I don't like her. I hate her, I don't know. If that's not a good sign of writing, I don't know what is. I'm sorry. I gotta give them credit for this. They completely threw me off with this, and it came as a total surprise. So that was that. I had to talk about that at the beginning of this review. But let's go into the episode in detail, as best as we can, and then we're going to revisit the end, because that was just absolutely insane. So this episode obviously is a Silas episode. We get to see, which I feel like is the first thing we should mention, is we get to finally, after all this time, get to know what happened in his past, as it kind of influences the present a little bit, because you have everybody that's kind of like, how dare him do this to his father, and in the current time, it's kind of the same thing. He's being judged, he's, kind of being, he's being misjudged for something he didn't do, that type of thing. And in this, which I found very crazy in these flashbacks, we get to see that his father is not only verbally abusive, but also physically abusive, and he's throwing the plate at him, and he ducks, and he gets him with the picture frame. He beats his father up, and then, unfortunately, of course, he turns. And we get to see him put down his Walker father, as his mom is basically getting attacked. And we get to see through some other flashbacks before that, with some bruises on her eye and stuff. So we knew right then and there that his father was a bad man. You can just tell. And he dealt with it as a kind of self-defense against his father, and he did what needed to be done. It's the most horrible thing, but he defended himself in that situation, as his father literally tried to throw a plate at his head and tried to attack him, and basically he defended himself. So, I mean, that right there, I was like, okay, holy crap, like, what a crazy episode already. But basically, that's not that. So that's the flashback. So we finally got the story. We finally know what exactly happened there. That has finally been explained, and we finally know a good amount of what happened there. Well, no, we know everything of what happened in his past with his father and what exactly went down there. So I was happy to see that, but man, it was crazy, and it was hard to watch at times too. But basically, Felix, Huck, and the others, they are kind of skeptical. But you have Elton that's kind of, in the current time, Elton's kind of like, they're gonna leave you, you know that, right? He even kind of comes to visit him and that type of stuff. And you got this walker that kind of comes towards Silas, and Hope kind of scares the crap out of him there at that one scene as well, too. But the group basically decides to kind of leave him in the end. And Silas goes off, and you got pretty much everything like that. And he even says to Iris in this one, too, like, I'm sorry I ever met you. That's like, he said something like that. And it was really sad, and specifically because he's it's not true. He didn't do it. So that's another kind of sad part. But Elton basically decides, so this is when things get crazy in this one. Elton basically decides to go after Silas and to kind of stay with him, and then Hope decides that this is the right time, I guess, to tell him, as she takes the necklace off, that your mom that night, she had a gun, that type of thing. I picked it up, I killed her, that type of thing. And Elton, and just the look on his face as you see him walking away, a montage goes through, and I'm just like, man, I really thought that they were going to save this for the finale. So that's another thing that really threw me off completely. And he leaves, but he does not, kind of go up against her. He doesn't try to kill her. He doesn't try to do anything. So it was a little anticlimactic there, because I thought something would happen. But, man, I mean, what a crazy scene, and what a crazy kind of just bad time, because the group is starting to fall apart in this episode. You got Silas going off, you got Elton going off kind of after him, and then you got Hope that tells him this. That breaks things off a lot. And then you got, Huck. Obviously, we find out at the end that she's not with the group. She's on her own team. She's on, with the CRM and with Elizabeth and them. And, it's just now down to, like, Felix and the girls. And I'm just like, wow, and then wherever Percy is, but I doubt that Percy's going to be that nice to them anymore. So, if they, meet up with him at some point, but this reveal, this scene, it was on the verge of going on too long, I feel like, of Hope not telling Elton yet. So, I'm glad that they kind of, they dealt with that story in this episode. She told him, and, that reveal happened, but man, I mean, what a crazy, just, out of nowhere scene. And I just, wow, guys, I don't know, that was just absolutely insane. So he leaves after finding out that information. He does trip, and you see, like, this walker and stuff. But, man, you gotta feel so bad for Elton, man. And Hope finally kind of lets that off her chest. But, man, I could not believe that. So, that's that. But, basically, like I said, the episode ends with Huck, being revealed to be the spy, Dante style, the spy, and, sharing the information. And that is the end of the episode, as we get to see Elizabeth, who, let's also comment on this. We have not seen Elizabeth since episode 3, and I really like her, so I was really glad to see her back in this episode. And I do actually like her a lot as a villain. I think she's a good villain. But, so is, Huck now? Question mark, right? I don't know. That was just such a crazy twist. So, in terms of my thoughts on the Huck thing, It completely threw me off. It completely surprised me, and I did not expect. There were some theories and some people predicting that we would see this. I did hear these theories coming out, and I'll admit, I just completely just watched them off. I was like, no, I don't believe these theories. I didn't expect this from Huck at all. And it's such a crazy twist that we actually got to see this go the way it did. So let's talk about the preview for the finale, okay? So, in their preview for the season finale, the 2-hour season finale we're going to get next week, we're going to get to see, Elizabeth. She's heavily involved in this episode, as we can see her getting down from the chopper. And we can also see Felix versus Huck. So, I'm like, is Huck about to kill Felix? Because if that's what happens, I don't know. But usually when they include stuff like that in trailers, it's because it's not going to happen. So, I don't think Felix is going to get killed by Huck. But, we're going to see a fight between the two of them. You can see them being pushed down the stairs and stuff, or at least Felix. And you've got Iris and Hope there kind of in the middle of it. And you've got also Elton, and it sounds like Silas is like, I didn't want you to come, that type of thing. You shouldn't have come, that type of thing. And I'm going to make a prediction for next week. I think that they're going to run into Percy next episode. I think that's what's going to happen. But, like Silas and Elton, they'll run into Percy, and then the rest will deal with Huck. and just all the craziness she's bringing to the table right now. So, I'm gonna just make a prediction for the next episode. I honestly, guys, hear me out on this one. I actually think from a writing standpoint, I think that they may have it to where this episode, this season ends with the two girls, Hope and Iris, getting taken away in the helicopter to their father, but just them, and just them being taken into the helicopter, maybe with Huck too, and maybe, Felix is out there on his own by the end of the season, and Silas and Elton are still out there with Percy, maybe those four meet up or something, but the two girls are taken hostage to the CRM, and they'll be, we'll take you to your father, that's what you wanted, we'll take you to your father. And it'll be a cliffhanger by the end of the season of the helicopter going away, and it's like, oh crap, come back for season 2 to find out where the girls are going to go. We're finally in season 2 going to discover one of the actual locations of the CRM. We're actually going to finally see through an entire location of the CRM, and season 2, which is also already the final season, will get us prepared for the movies. So, crazy. Now, the final piece of this, I have a theory I want to run by you guys for this one, is that I think Huck killed Tony. There's no way she didn't, I feel like, honestly. I know it's a far-fetched theory, but who else would have? I mean, who else would have killed Tony? Who else? Because we know full well Percy wouldn't have. We know it wasn't Silas, and Felix, oh please, Iris, no, Hope, no, Elton, no, she is the only one that makes sense for, the death of Tony. So I'm gonna actually make a prediction. I think that Huck is the one that killed Tony. I think that's where they're gonna be going with it, and I think that's kind of the direction that the story is going in. I'm like, jaw drop, guys. Honestly, what a jaw-dropping episode. So, in the span of a whole episode, we got the story of Silas, the whole thing with him and his father, of course, the reveal with Hope telling Elton about his mom, Silas getting kicked out, and not only that, but to wrap things up with, in my opinion, the biggest twist of the show so far. Huck, this entire time, and during the time that I thought in episode 5, when she went on that little run separately, I was like, what a filler storyline for them to send that character away. I apologize, because this was crazy. I apologize for saying that, because they got me with this. They completely got me with this, and I want to hear from you guys. Am I the only one freaking out over this episode? This was an absolutely crazy episode for me. And so many big moments, so many intense scenes, and guys, I could not believe it. So, I'm going to give this episode a 9 out of 10. I think it definitely deserves a 9. I thought it was a really, really good episode for World Beyond. Glad to see the CRM back. What is going to happen with Huck now, going forward? That is the big question. What are they going to do with Huck's character going forward now in the story? What is she going to be doing? I just cannot wait to find out. Honestly, guys, I cannot wait to find out what they're going to do with Huck. And this double season finale, by the preview at least, and by just everything we've seen, it's going to be absolutely insanity, guys. I just know it's going to be, and we're about to probably head into an amazing finale here for World Beyond, is what I'm going to assume. So, should be a great, double finale. Obviously, next week we'll be back for just a World Beyond review, because this is going to be the mid-season finale this weekend of Fear, but we will be back next weekend for just the World Beyond review, and maybe next weekend what we'll do, since a lot of us probably will miss Fear so much, maybe we'll still do a quick little Fear the Walking Dead video next Sunday, still just to kind of tide us over a little bit. Guys, this was an absolutely insane episode. 9 out of 10. It was darn good. I mean, for Silas's character, it was crazy. For Hope and Elton and that whole thing finally came to a crazy conclusion. And, the ending with Huck, jaw-dropping for me, honestly, guys. So, anyway, I want to hear your opinions in the comment section below. What did you think of this episode? What do you think about the twist at the end? Where do you stand when it comes to Huck's character now? Where do you stand when it comes to her character, and what do you think is going to happen to her next? I cannot wait to find out what you guys think about this episode, guys. So, anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Write your comments in the comment section below. 1 episode left, 1 week left, but really 1 big episode / 2 episodes left of The Walking Dead World Beyond. So I cannot wait to see that next weekend. And of course, leave some comments down below, guys. So anyway, guys, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Write your comments in the comment section below. If you guys are new here, click the subscribe button to send many videos for The Walking Dead World Beyond. Follow Dana's Walking Reviews on Instagram, guys. And of course, I'll see you guys really soon for the review next week for The Walking Dead World Beyond, the double season finale. Check out the Fear videos. That is it for the Walking Dead World Beyond this week, guys. Absolutely crazy stuff. Leave those comments down below, and I'll see you guys really soon for another video. Enjoy the rest of your day, guys, and peace out.